Look at your hand.
Not your fingerprints.
Not the scars.
Just the color, because that color may be one of the oldest stories your body still remembers. A story that began long before cities, long before nations,
Long before history itself.
and strangely enough, it all started with a giant ball of fire in the sky. The sun, the same sun that gives life to almost everything on Earth, also forced our ancestors into one of the most dramatic evolutionary transformations in human history. The question is, why did ancient human skin change color?
And why does that story reveal something surprisingly strange about the human brain? To answer that, we need to go back,
Way back, around 300 years ago. At that time, every human alive lived in Africa.
and every human looked different from what many people imagine today. They had dark skin,
All of them,
not most.
not the majority. Every single one. That fact surprises a lot of people. Because when we think about human diversity,
We imagine different skin colors existing from the beginning.
but they didn't.
For most of our existence,
Humanity shared the same basic skin tone.
and there was a very good reason for it.
Survival. The Africa our ancestors lived in was beautiful.
But it was also brutal.
The sun wasn't just shining, it was attacking. Every day, invisible ultraviolet radiation poured down from the sky. UV radiation damages DNA.
It breaks cells,
It increases the risk of disease.
and over enough time, it can destroy the body's ability to function properly.
Ancient humans had no sunscreen, no modern clothing,
No air-conditioned buildings, no escape. They lived directly under one of the most powerful evolutionary forces on Earth.
and that's where melanin enters the story. Melanin is the pigment that gives skin its color. But melanin isn't just color, it's armor.
Think of it as biological sunscreen built directly into the body.
The more melanin your skin contains, the better protected you are from harmful UV radiation. In Africa, that protection was priceless. But here's something even stranger. The sun wasn't only damaging skin, it was also threatening reproduction itself. Inside the body is a nutrient called folate. It's essential for healthy fetal development.
Without enough folate, pregnancies become far more dangerous, and UV radiation can break folate down. In other words, too much sunlight didn't just threaten individuals, it threatened future generations.
Dark skin solved both problems at once. It protected DNA,
It protected folate.
and because it improved survival and reproduction, evolution strongly favored it. Generation after generation.
For thousands of years, the system worked,
Then humans started walking, not in a single migration,
not as one giant movement,
but as countless small journeys. Families moved, groups explored, children settled farther away than their parents. And eventually humans began leaving Africa.
At first, nothing seemed different,
The same bodies, the same instincts, the same skin.
but the environment was changing.
As humans moved north, sunlight became weaker, days became shorter,
Winters became longer.
clouds covered the sky for months at a time. And suddenly, the thing that once protected people became part of a new problem.
Because the human body depends on sunlight for something incredibly important.
Vitamin D. Today, many people get vitamin D from supplements. Ancient humans couldn't. Their skin had to make it using sunlight.
Without enough vitamin D, bones become weak.
Immune system struggles.
Children develop serious growth problems.
Women face greater risk during childbirth. The body begins to fail in ways that aren't immediately obvious. Now imagine a dark-skinned human living in Northern Europe 40,000 years ago. Their melanin is doing exactly what it evolved to do.
Blocking ultraviolet radiation.
The problem is that ultraviolet radiation is now scarce. The body desperately needs it.
But the skin keeps blocking it.
The same adaptation that once saved lives now makes survival harder. And evolution notices, not because evolution is intelligent, not because it has a plan.
But because survival leaves footprints,
Small genetic mutations began appearing. Some individuals produced slightly less melanin. Their skin became slightly lighter, not dramatically,
just enough,
those individuals absorbed a little more sunlight,
produced a little more vitamin D, had slightly healthier children.
and over thousands of generations, those tiny advantages accumulated. Lighter skin slowly spread through populations living in low sunlight environments. But the story gets even stranger.
For years,
Scientists believe this process happened very slowly. Recent DNA discoveries suggest otherwise. Many ancient Europeans remained surprisingly dark-skinned, far longer than researchers once assumed. One famous example is a man known as Cheddar Man.
He lived in Britain roughly
0 years ago. DNA evidence suggests he likely had dark skin and blue eyes.
Think about that for a moment.
Dark skin, blue eyes. A combination many people never imagine when picturing ancient Europe.
History often looks very different from the stories we tell ourselves.
Then something happened that accelerated the entire process. Agriculture.
Farming changed almost everything.
Before farming, hunter-gatherers ate diverse diets rich in fish, animals, and wild foods. Many of those foods naturally contain vitamin D.
Farmers ate differently.
More grains.
More crops. Less vitamin D.
And that created a new evolutionary pressure. Now, sunlight wasn't just helpful, it became essential.
People who could produce vitamin D more efficiently gained an advantage,
and lighter skin spread faster. The transition that helped create civilization also helped reshape the appearance of entire populations.
But perhaps the most fascinating part of this story is that evolution found multiple solutions.
Europeans evolved lighter skin. Many East Asian populations evolved lighter skin too.
Yet they often reach similar outcomes using different genetic pathways.
The same problem, different answers. It's one of evolution's favorite tricks. When a challenge appears again and again, nature often solves it in different ways.
Now step back and look at the bigger picture.
Skin color has influenced politics, culture, identity, conflict.
Entire chapters of human history.
Yet biologically, its original purpose was surprisingly simple.
Sunlight management.
That's it. A survival adjustment. A calibration system. Your ancestors moved into different environments.
Their bodies adapted.
And those adaptations became visible. The irony is almost unbelievable. Human beings spent centuries dividing themselves over something that began as a response to sunlight. Not superiority, not inferiority, just survival.
A biological negotiation between the human body and the sun. And even today, that ancient conversation continues.
We may live in heated homes. We may use sunscreen. We may take supplements. But our bodies still carry the fingerprints of those ancient environments. The modern world is new. Our biology is not. Beneath the technology, beneath the culture, beneath the comfort,
the ancient human is still there.
Still adapting, still remembering, because your skin is more than a color. It's a survival record, a map of journeys taken thousands of years before you were born. A message written by evolution, and a reminder that many of the differences we see today began with the same species standing beneath the same African sun.
The story of human skin is not really about color.
It's about adaptation.
And adaptation may be the most human thing of all. If you enjoyed this exploration into evolution,
psychology, and the hidden forces that shape humanity,
subscribe to Primitive Mind.
Because the strangest part of being human is realizing how much of the past is still living inside you.